Hey, my name is Hunter here at Weather on the Go on this Tuesday, August the 19th, 2025. Hope everybody's having a wonderful start to their week out there. We have a powerful cold front that will be bringing much below normal temperatures and quite frankly, fall-like temperatures to the United States at the end of this week and going into early next week, which will round out the month of August. And then we're going to be looking also at your forecast pattern going through the rest of this month with your temperatures and precipitation. And then we'll finally look at your tropical weather update as Hurricane Erin continues to spin into the Southwest Atlantic. If you do like this video, give it a like. If you want to share it with a friend, family member on social media, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy straightforward, accurate, and reliable weather coverage across southern Canada, the United States, and the tropics. So without further ado, let's get into the forecasts. And we have a big ridge of high pressure. In fact, a 597 decameter high pressure ridge across the Four Corners region, and the airflow around a high pressure system is clockwise. So some of this warmer air is going to spread eastward with time over the next few days, and you can see high temperatures this afternoon are going to be sweltering again across the lower 48, especially into the southern United States, extending up through the western plains up there into Montana, and then parts of the Intermountain West, where we could even be seeing some record highs this afternoon into the low 100s. Cooler up here into the 60s and 70s from the upper Great Lakes over into the Northeast, so those areas have already cooled down. But as we go through the week, we're going to continue to see some heat building across portions of the south central U.S. and the southwestern U.S. underneath of that ridge, because that ridge, folks, is not going to be moving much throughout the week. You can see it sitting there across portions of the desert southwest. But there is silver lining in place as we go into later on this week. On Saturday, this upcoming weekend, an occluding low pressure system up near the Hudson Bay in northern Ontario, Canada, will swing a powerful cold front across the Midwest and Great Lakes region on Saturday. That cold front will shift all the way down into the Dixie Alley and eastern Ohio Valley on Sunday. And then next Monday, that cold front will arrive along the Gulf Coast and the eastern seaboard. So once this front comes through, it will be full steam ahead all the way down to the southeastern United States, and a strong Canadian high pressure system by next Tuesday, a week from today, will be in place across the upper Midwest, which will promote sunshine and much cooler fall-like temperatures across the United States. And you can see that our temperature anomalies by the end of this upcoming weekend, the 24th going into the 25th of August, in the green here into the upper Midwest, will be around 20 degrees below normal. What we should see for this time of year in late August, a little bit warmer of trends back to the west, though, across the Pacific Northwest. And you can see those temperatures coming to fruition on Saturday, August 23rd for the weekend. Upper 60s, low 70s, lower humidity also across the upper Midwest will feel awesome, with temperatures that are going to just feel like October across portions of the upper Midwest. Still hanging on to some heat down here into the southern plains, lower Mississippi Valley, and then out west, we're going to be seeing that heat expand as we go into the weekend. You can see on Sunday a lot of widespread 60s and upper 60s for highs across the upper Midwest there, and extending into the following week, that heat just continues to be suppressed further to the south. In fact, let's look at the moisture, because once this front comes through, our dew points are even going to be scoured out. Dew points in the 40s and 50s will make it feel more comfortable out there and less humid as we go into late August. In fact, our low temperatures heading into Sunday morning on August 24th will be in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s across the Dakotas, Minnesota, northern Iowa, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and upper peninsula of Michigan. And then heading into Monday, August 25th, look at that, low 40s perhaps up there into the Arrowhead of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan up there toward Lake Superior. So this is a true fall-like air mass that will be infiltrating the United States as we go into the late portion of the month of August. Now, before we get there, we are also looking at some severe weather potential as we go into this afternoon on your Tuesday, August 19th. Storm Prediction Center has a dark green area, which is a marginal risk where isolated severe thunderstorms are possible from Kansas and Oklahoma eastward there into Arkansas, Missouri, downstate Illinois into portions of northwest Tennessee. getting into northern and western Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio, and then another area up there into western Montana. And then as we swing into the day on Wednesday, we see a marginal risk where isolated severe storms may be possible in northern North Dakota tomorrow, and then going into the eastern Dakotas and northwestern Minnesota on Thursday, August 21st. So let's track that here, and we are looking at a decent amount of storm potential as we go into the afternoon today, but as we extend into the day tomorrow, watch the storms start to pop up, that occluding low pressure system that, by the way, is the starting point for that cold front to come down into the United States. That's bringing us all of those cool temperatures. That will bring us some severe weather to the Dakotas on Wednesday, and then the eastern Dakotas and Minnesota on Thursday. Some of those storms could produce damaging winds and large hail and an isolated tornado threat. Extending into Friday and Saturday, that cold front will be moving through the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the Ohio Valley. Behind it, there's going to be a lot of dry air and cooler air that we just showed you as well. Here's the rainfall amounts taking you through 7 a.m. on Monday, August 25th, and there could be some heavier rain from the northeast extending down here toward Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida, where we could see a couple of inches of rainfall, an inch or so of rain up into Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas as well, and then some rainfall from the Front Range in Colorado and New Mexico over there into Kansas and Oklahoma as we go through the weekend ahead. Now, going into next week, Monday, August 25th through Friday, August 29th, we're going to see a big trough into the southeastern provinces of Canada, of Ontario and Quebec, and across the Great Lakes and Northeast region of the United States, and that will further promote cooler temperatures across the central and two-thirds of the United States heading into late August, and those temperature anomalies again bending 10 to 20 degrees below normal, and it will be a drier look for the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, back into the Mid-Atlantic, although some precipitation still favored, especially in the Northeast near Maine. The main storm track by this point, instead of being in southern Canada like we've had it, it's going to be shifting further south across the Four Corners region and into the Red River Valley or Southern Plains vicinity. And this could promote well above normal precipitation going into late August. And there will be bouts of some heavy rainfall with this setup and daily rain chances here off the northwest flow from Colorado down into Oklahoma and Texas. And this could lead to some flash flooding, especially if a lot of this rainfall can come down in a short amount of time. The European model is very bullish on the Texas Panhandle down there along the Red River Valley of southern Oklahoma and North Texas, including areas near Lawton and Fort Sill, Oklahoma City, and Dallas, where we could see multiple inches of rainfall. Obviously, a drier look to the north here on the European model in the Midwest and Ohio Valley. The GFS, the American model guidance, is a little bit wetter for the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley, but not by much, and a little bit drier for East Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas here, but still pretty wet and bullish there on the Texas Panhandle into Oklahoma, like we mentioned. Again, that could be an area to watch as we go into late August for flash flooding potential. Now let's look here at Hurricane Erin that is spinning here into the southwest Atlantic. This is a Category 2 system at 105 miles per hour, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour. Likely to remain a hurricane all the way up through Saturday morning at 8 a.m. as it passes just to the south of Atlantic Canada and more so Nova Scotia. And you can see here we have a lot of systems lining up like a train here into the Atlantic Basin. We have a 60% chance of development right behind Erin, and we have a 30% chance of development just off of the Cape Verde Islands of Africa. So we're looking at the 60% chance of development. That does include the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic up there toward the eastern Bahamas again, almost taking a similar track to Hurricane Erin, but maybe just slightly further to the south. So that's something we're keeping a very close eye on. Here's Hurricane Erin as we speak. It is fighting a little bit of some drier air as well as it kind of gains latitude here as it pulls north. And you can see over the next couple of days, this system will be getting closer to the outer banks of the Carolinas there and passing between North Carolina and Bermuda, but a little bit closer to North Carolina than we thought, which means there are tropical storm warnings that are up for Cape Hatteras there, and there is going to be a tropical storm force wind field that will get close to the Outer Banks that could produce up to 50, maybe 55 mile per hour wind gusts for the Outer Banks as we go from Wednesday into Thursday, and then that will pass safely just to the east of Cape Cod as we go into Friday. Wave heights out here, breakers near the eye wall, going to be potentially over 50 feet in some areas, and the swelling of the waves, dangerous rip current current risk all up and down the eastern seaboard from Maine to Florida and even into Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, with the system departing as we go into the weekend ahead. So just be mindful of that. A lot of rip current risks, beach erosion, and potentially even some high swelling waves with this system crashing ashore as we go into the weekend ahead. Now let's look at the next system that has a 60% chance of development, and this is just to the north again of the Leeward Islands, looking at the European ensemble guidance, taking you through 7 days. This bends it north rather quickly, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Looking at the GFS ensemble, this is a little bit further of a western track, just like the last system with Aaron here, so that is a little bit of uncertainty with the track of the system. The European model bends it north faster toward Bermuda. The GFS ensemble hangs it further south and west toward the Bahamas and Cuba, and actually tracking it closer to Florida as we get toward day 10, which is the very end of August. So we'll keep an eye on the forecast for you folks. Thank you all for watching. Make sure if you did enjoy the video, like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, family member, and on social media. If you find these videos helpful for you, informative in any way, they are straightforward, accurate, and reliable. We do cover the United States, southern Canada, and the tropics. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We have daily weather forecast breakdowns right here for you on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support, and have a wonderful and safe rest of your Tuesday out there.